What up, freaks? I got a little collection update for you guys here. It's like 7 CDs and 4 cassette tapes. It's not like a huge one. I haven't been getting a lot of stuff in recently. I haven't had the money for it. Had to save for some stuff, you know. Obviously, the band release is expensive and all that, but I don't need to go too into detail on it. So I've been holding on to a lot of this stuff for quite some time at this point. Hang on. We're listening to Exalt the Imperial Beast by Embalmed, the Mexican Black Death War band. It's still a little loud. Alright, there we go. I'm just gonna cut into it. I'm gonna go straight with the CDs this time. Here's the stack I got. The first one I got is something that I know little to nothing about. I looked at it countless times every time that I go to my local shop, and I assumed it to be, you know, folky, pagan, Bathory-esque, Temenzor-esque, black metal from, like, I'm assuming Ukraine. I don't even know how to pronounce this, but it's this. I tried to Google it, can't find the names because I don't know what these mean, and it's a little frustrating because I've really been trying to figure out what this is called so I can learn some more about it. But what's lame is there's no title track. Wait, yes there is. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I'll look it up and I'll leave a link in the description if I remember to. So yeah, this is very straightforward black metal with pagan themed lyrics. It's super raw in like a sense of the guitar tones paper thin, but it's I don't think it needs to be, you know, super thick and ridiculous. It's plain black metal, and I really liked the cover, and it's a $5 blind buy, so I checked it out, and I'm pretty glad with it. I've only listened to it probably twice, but I've had quite a bit of stuff to listen to recently, so I just rolled with it. So that's never mind, Ukrainian letters. That. Next is a kind of like a hard rock heavy metal band from Aurora, Illinois. It is old school stuff too, like 70s, 80s. This is the band Winterhawk, and this is the double album Electric Warriors and Dog Soldiers. They're all Native American themes. They were formed on a reservation, which is super cool. It's very reminiscent of Ted Nugent and the likes, you know, UFO. If you like bands like that, you would really enjoy this. I could definitely put it in a Thin Lizzy UFO sound, for sure, very comfortably. Cool CD. This is a really cool blind buy. I'm very glad that I picked this up. Almost all of these are blind buys, except for obviously a couple of them. But yeah, this is a super cool album. I would check it out, Winterhawk. If you're into old school, like what came to influence heavy metal, Winterhawk's the way to go. Super good band. Next is a demo that I'm not too familiar with that kind of just showed up at my house. I found it on the kitchen table, and then I was told later on that they found it in my grandpa's garage. My grandpa died several years ago, and you know, so here it is. It's a band from, I don't know where they're from, but they're called Kanker, and they printed their CD backwards. You know, the back cover's up here, and the album cover's back here, which is super goofy, but it's something weird. Yeah, Kanker's like a heavy metal, really weak Iron Maiden, I would say. Yeah, that doesn't say. I think it's from Virginia. But, yeah, so this is apparently extremely obscure because they're not in the metal archives. I can't even find tracks online. Nothing. So, if you know anything about Kanker, let me know, because I would like to learn. Next, it's an album that I had high expectations for, and then they were crushed. I shouldn't say crushed, it's just, I was expecting something else. This is a Common by Wyrd. I don't know if that's how you pronounce this. I was really expecting a super awesome, epic, atmospheric black metal in the vein of Woden's Throne with this one, but it didn't turn out that way, which is super lame. I put it on, and it's like a really weak Woods of Ypres, you know, super weird doom with minimal black metal. From what I've heard, other albums are much more black metal than this one, which is just my luck. But I'll give it a couple more listens. I'll hopefully fall more in love with it or something. There's a couple of catchy parts, like the song October is probably the best one on here. The Hounds of the Falls is an extremely long track for some reason, but I can dig it. It's just going into it with an atmospheric black metal mindset kind of put a bitter taste in my mouth against it, I guess. So that's Wyrd with Common. Next album or a band I already knew that I'm a big fan of. This is Trepidation by Striborg. This is one of my favorite black metal, I guess, projects, but bands, period. Streetboard is really one of a kind. Nobody sounds exactly like Streetboard like a lot of these other bands do. They borderline in similarities with bands like Xasthur and Creebane and Leviathan and that kind of aggressive, depressive, suicidal sound. But this album is different. This has got some faster paced stuff, and this is actually a little bit less nightmarish and a little bit more tranquil than most Streetboard releases, which is weird because this is probably the most maniacal looking cover out of all the Streetboard ones. That's not a picture of Sinana himself. This is it's super cool. I'm a big fan of this album, and I would check this one out if you have not. It's Trepidation, I think that's how you pronounce it. Probably not, but you never know. Next is another one. This is a great album by a band I just mentioned. This is The Funeral of Being by Xasthur. This is not my favorite Xasthur material, but it is nonetheless very good. I'm a big fan of Telepathic with the Deceased, Defective Epitaph, split with Leviathan, the split with Nort. It's super awesome. I'm a big Xasthur fan, I'd say. But this one is super awesome. This one's really close with Telepathic with the Deceased for being like third, probably. My favorite's Defective Epitaph. But this is super good. I would definitely check this out if you haven't listened to it, and this is a little bit less abrasive, I would say, than most Xasthur. This is just that a little bit on the slow, aggressive side. Yeah, more aggressive than most Xasthur. I would definitely check this one out. The Funeral of Being. Next one, and last CD, is my friend's band, not Triguna. This is Axe from the Abyss here on YouTube. His band, this one is Goat Whisper. This is Hell's Override and Euphoric Suicide. Super punky black metal. Darkthrone-esque, extremely Darkthrone-esque, especially without trying to be, because I'm well aware that he's not like a Darkthrone nerd. Pro Pressed CD. Very cool. I like this disc art quite a bit. It looks really good on there, I'd say. There's the boys. I like this one quite a bit. Yeah, if you like punk black metal, if you like Akitsa, that's a lot better. I would definitely say this is better than Akitsa, but I'm not exactly a huge Akitsa fan. I would definitely check this one out. Check out the song Wartime Liberation or Horde of Tyrants. Super cool one. So that's it for CDs, guys. Next, all I got is 4 cassettes. First 3 are bootlegs, and the last one is not. So be ready. These are just things that are really expensive and I'm not paying way too much for. This is the self-titled Oppressive Silence demo. This is like $80 on Discogs, and I'm not paying $80 for a self-dub tape. So, self-duct tape. There's the J card. This is super good Dungeon Synth. This is probably my second favorite Dungeon Synth album, probably my favorite Dungeon Synth demo. My favorite's next. This is a super good one. There's not really too much I could say about Dungeon Synth because I'm not the most well-versed in it. But this is super awesome. I would definitely check this out if you've never heard Oppressive Silence because it's like the blueprints for Dungeon Synth. Next is my favorite Dungeon Synth release of all time. This is Secret Stairways with Enchantment of the Ring. This is like $60 on Discogs for a cassette. Again, hand dub, and I'm not paying that for hand dub tape. So, bigger J card. Looks very cool, lots of writing on there. Nothing on this side, obviously. I'm a big fan of this one. It's got a bunch of, notes about who helped him get this released and thanks and all of that, all this stuff that you stereotypically find on a release. So, Secret Stairways with Enchantment of the Ring. And last one is one that I think it's cool, but it's nothing ridiculous. This is Wovengraven and Striborg, I don't know. This is Xasthur from Satyrcon's one-man Dungeon Synth project. This is a super cool album. Once again, hand dub tape. Very nice. I can definitely dig this one quite a bit. This style of Dungeon Synth is a bit more on the epic side. This is kind of like summoning without black metal. And more maniacal, more like you're walking through the bowels of this. So this is super cool. I would check this out if you're not familiar with it. Just gonna put that in here, There you go. And last is what I just showed, Hell's Overriding Fork Suicide, Goat Whisper. This is the tape release. I think there's 10 of these. And, J card. Super cool. Yeah, I like having multiple pressings, so this is very cool to own. I'm glad that I picked this up. Yeah, Goat Whisper. So that's it for this, guys. I'm going to leave a link in the description to the important ones. So I would strongly suggest you check out good stuff like this. And yeah, so keep it greasy, guys. Stay tuned. I'll be back with another video hopefully sometime within the next few days.